Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Jace Beleren Must Die. So what are we going to do with this ornithopter? You got it on this table with no legs? If you break the legs off, I don't think they like screw on. They're part of the table.
We go to Ace Hardware and we buy some wheels. And we just
okay, all right.
I'm sorry, we go to Jace Hardware?
Oh no, Jace Hardware! I refuse!
The dude saw that fruit and he was like, don't mind
really excited.
just bend over to pick this fruit
It's
up.
hanging so low.
Yeah,
Man, that feels like we planned it before during break, but we honestly did it.
It's such a corny bit. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't plan that. No. Oh my gosh.
Because I
Can we just go back to break and then come back and try again?
Now I'm just thinking about like Jace Beleren, but in like a brightly colored apron, just like standing in the hardware aisle being like, you think
that's all he's
you need
wearing?
a 2x4, but really it is all he's wearing because it's Jace. So like, just slightly above nipple high. And if he turns around, you can see his whole ass. Yeah, woof.
Tell me
Jace. Dress code, Jace. If he wasn't the owner. All right. So anyway,
No.
yeah, so you are in between where we look at the map. You're currently in between Nivix, which you would be very familiar to you, Winnegar. This is the tallest tower in all of Ravnica. B, big headquarters of the Izzet. So you're kind of in its shadow. And then over here is Sunhelm, which is where the Boros hang out. This is their whole thing. So you're in this kind of like divot between those two, between the fortress at Sunhelm and Nivix. There's lots of shadowy places to hide down here. But what are you gonna do? Where are you gonna go with this thing?
Okay. I am up for any suggestions right now, guys. I just need to plug in. There's so many things I'm missing right now by having this stupid conversation.
Torgor walks up the steps and be like, I found a cart downstairs.
Yes.
Something that we could just
Torgor.
yeah. What happened to your buddy? The one who also had a cart, the one that helped us last time?
Oh, Rourke?
Yeah, that guy.
Rourke hates me. He gave me a
Did you not go
goodbye
and talk
forever.
to him?
There are plenty of people in the Rakdos who hate Torgor. Doesn't mean Torgor can't do business with them.
Rourke wanted nothing to do with this ornithopter. You know what? Now that you guys mention it, maybe we could sneak it onto the dump site with like Mustache or something. Mustache is a friend of mine. He works for Rourke. Maybe we can do something like that.
Would there be
friend to ruin relations?
Winnegar, I don't really want to know the answer to this question, but where you live, would there be equipment there that you could use?
We have never talked about where Winnegar lives,
We
huh?
definitely haven't. Nope.
Does Winnegar live somewhere? Does he have
Yeah,
a house?
Winnegar. I always imagined his apartment was basically Bruce Willis's apartment from The Fifth Element. Like,
right. You live in like an Izzet housing block for people who
100%.
don't care about their house and don't mind living in a capsule hotel.
Yeah, like he sleeps in a drawer or something like that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. I imagine that Nivix itself, like the guild hall, probably has they call them dormitories, right? But like, yeah, it's just like a box for you to live in when you're not at your lab, where you should be all the time anyway.
Yeah. I guess we could take it to my place. We'd have to disguise this thing though, so like no one would be able to like figure it out. Because one look at this genius project here, and people are going to want pieces of it.
That doesn't sound appealing. If we take another one of Dregs's karaoke rooms, which I don't think he would love, could you set up a lab there?
Yeah, I can set this up anywhere. I just need to get it going real soon. I got to scratch that itch.
So yeah, I was gonna say like how hard is it to pick up on Winnegar's strange behavior? Like you're different. I mean, Winnegar was always a little kooky, but like we're starting to see that Izzet obsessiveness come to the surface. It doesn't sound like Winnegar's making any effort to hide it, but what do you think? Like, do you guys think y'all think you'd notice if you saw Winnegar acting funny, or is this just like, oh, this is just a different variety of Winnegar's normal weird?
I think the three of us has been exchanged some looks.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Well, and I think that the thing is that I think that Tack would think it was weird, but only in that Tack has never seen Winnegar love something. And so that's what Tack is attributing this to, is that it is something that is precious to him and thus must be destroyed.
Right. Yeah.
Dun.
It is interesting, just as a side sort of paradigm of looking at the guilds as ways they express love for things or people, right? Like the Izzet obsess and the Golgari recycle, and like, you know, like everybody has all the guilds have their ways of like showing that they care about stuff. The Dimir take the things they care about and they never let anyone see them ever again. I guess they're Scorpios in that way. But yeah, you could totally
Oh snap!
you could fully do that kind of thing. Yeah. Interesting. I'm thinking about, it's like astrology Instagram, but for the guilds. Okay. So
I mean, Tack is definitely an Aries, but I don't think the Golgari are Aries. I think they're more like Taurus.
See, it's exactly the thing, right? You know that
I know
there
nothing
are
about this
quizzes.
I
I don't really either, but I
absolutely nothing.
follow a lot of people who post this stuff on their Instagram stories. Like I get a lot of exposure to secondhand astrology. So
This is your ska band, Carlos.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
all right. So so what is the plan here, Winnegar? You could take it back to your apartment, but that would mean going through the halls of Nivix, hoping no one sees it, and then jamming it into your apartment and taking up 100% of it, basically. Like just being like and then close the door and hope no one investigates. Which is certainly possible. You just have to get it through the halls of Nivix first and hope no one would become curious enough to stop you and bug you about what it is.
Would Dregs punch us if we made him bring the host in the shell just kind of around this block?
God, I hope so.
I feel like host in the shell isn't secure anymore. Like we're gonna get tacked again.
Torger
This is-
agrees. It's officially what's the word? Compromised. Host and shell can't be a place where we put something this important.
Alternately, you haven't been leaving where this thing is stationed, and the three of us can't go gallivanting the Izzet headquarters as much as perhaps the host in the shell.
That's why Torgor says go take it to Rourke, you know? Reliable, Winnegar's
could.
friend.
I think
I would imagine. Well,
I think Rourke's junkyard would have to be in this district too. Like it's probably like up here somewhere, because it's got to be close enough to Nivix that students can come down and be like, yo, what kind of trash you got today, Rourke? But also it would be right near the red waste, and everything is trashed up here. So there's lots of good scavenging to be done. Yeah.
yeah.
Do we think Wenzel's place is compromised?
Definitely. Yeah, because the Azorius were like all over it, right? They got him from there, and you managed to get your stuff out, but
Road, has anyone ever come to your place?
Yes, Torgor, and I hated every second of it.
Wow.
No, I mean,
Wow. Cool.
in a compromised way. Is there anything that can connect you to your place besides Torgor? Is it safe?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think we have our answer then.
Looks like Road just got a new roommate.
an ornithopter?
and the vinegar that accompanies it. Yeah.
Well,
The
I mean,
boyfriend who
it's
never leaves.
it's the chicken and the grain and the fox thing. If you can separate vinegar and the ornithopter, then you'd have the ornithopter and no one around to watch you with it, and then it could be mysteriously stolen.
Yeah. That's why Rhodes not saying no right now.
Okay, so we go to Rhodes' apartment.
Mhm.
New apartment or the old apartment?
I don't have a new apartment. I have the old apartment that I've always had.
I mean, Torgor would know though, right?
Oh, it's the same one.
Yeah, the same one that they have been going to.
So you don't. I mean, it's not a pre-assumed condition here that you just get there. So
no.
let's talk about what this looks like. So you have the table with no legs. I guess you could leave the legs on it if you want. You have all of this equipment, this strange equipment on top, including a dissected ornithopter.
Yeah.
And you are just going to.
Torgor looks for like a tarp inside of Nerm's space to just like at the very least throw over it.
Mhm.
So it's a covered object.
And I'll be casting Pass Without a Trace as well.
Ah, nice.
I saved those 2 points for a getaway like this.
Okay. All right. So you find a tarp because like the tarps are they're all over the place. Tarp sales are way up in this district. It's real easy to find a tarp. So yeah, you get this big sheet and you throw it over top, and maybe like strap it down because it's a little windy outside. So now you have a tarp covering the table, and you can pick it up and you can head out. How are you going to transport this thing to Rhodes' apartment? You can take is it like underground, the train? So you could take it on the train if you want. You could hire a vehicle of some kind, right? You could hire a cart, a crunch drawn wagon or something. You could walk, though that would take quite a long time. What is the plan? And actually, let's figure out, Road. Where do you live? You live. You live in the Zonot, right? Like
I live in the Zonot where the politics happen. That's what I know. I live in the Zonot where the assemblies and stuff take place.
Yeah, which is in hang on, it's the like southwest. I think it's 6.
Okay.
So we'll do the little Indiana Jones dotted line thing here. Let me find you. Yeah, so here we go. So if you are currently here-ish, you will need to go. Wow. Okay. So you got a ways to go. So you'll have to go basically like down this way. Or I guess you could follow Tin Street and go like that way, but that'll get you out the other way. Yeah. So it's a pretty significant trip across Precinct 5 and then down into Precinct 6, because this is the big main zonot for the Simic. So you're somewhere in that vicinity. Okay.
Okay. I mean, how long would that be on foot?
Is there a scale on this map? Okay, here we go. So let's see. All right, 30 feet. Let's do the conversion. 30 feet of ruler is 2 miles.
I didn't realize I just gave you algebra. I'm so sorry.
No, it's okay. It's totally fine. So let's go like if a group of PCs leaves Precinct 4 traveling at 30 miles an hour. Okay. So you have to get to the road and then go along the edge of Precinct 5. It's about 4 miles. And I don't know how long it takes to walk 4 miles because I'm from Canada.
4 miles isn't crazy. Like an hour, 2 hours?
Yeah. A brisk walking pace is about 3 miles an hour, but you're carrying this thing.
Yeah.
So an average walking pace is like, 20 minutes per mile. So it's actually not that far. You're pretty close.
Okay. So if we could walk while pass without a tracing it, that would be a way to make sure that there wasn't a trace. LOL. But
yes, that is what that spell does. Yep. You got it.
It's also laborious, and Road won't be the one carrying the table. So it's whatever the table carriers would like to do. Which I assume are Winnegar and Torgor?
I think Winnegar and Torgor are carrying the table. Okay, so you're gonna walk. You're gonna
Do
head out in the rain.
Do I need anyone to help carry it? Like,
yeah,
can Torgor
not
just
not
kinda,
because it's heavy, because you're strong, but it's
Balance.
because it's a table, right? It's like the size of a door, and it's got all this gear on it. And
for sure.
some of it is like riveted to the table, and some of it isn't. And yeah, it's fine.
Can I try to carry it by myself? I think Torgor would see it and be just like, "Oh, I got this," and like, regardless of like whether or not like, just like kind of like carrying it up. I'm totally open for this biting me in the ass as I carry it down the stairs. But
I think if you're a broad-shouldered, tough young minotaur, why don't you make an athletics check?
okay. Carlos, I'm reading your face so vividly right now, and I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
Yeah, so make that athletics check. Let's see how you do. Oh yeah, no problem. All right, 17. Yeah, if need be, if you set it, if you kind of like hunch down slightly, like kind of like, and this is maybe a bit there's some cultural sensitivity here because you have to carry it like one would wear a yoke to pull a plow. So, you have to put it up on your shoulders and kind of hunch down slightly and horns first, like walk with your head down a little bit. But you can sort of balance it on your back and you can reach out far enough to hold either side of the table if you need. That gives everybody else hands free to move around and stuff.
Okay.
All right.
We're all just scared.
I know, right? We don't want to leave, but we can't stay. We gotta leave.
Yeah.
And then I turn to Winnegar and I say, if this place is left untouched, will it be evident what's happened here? Your experiments, your work.
I don't think so, but we can't be too careful.
You're taking with you everything that is integral to your project, right? You have a bunch of halfway halfway finished stuff that might have like you're if you leave this behind and you can't come back and get it, you do have to kind of start over, but you're not losing anything integral.
Cool.
Yeah, everything you really need is on the table.
Yeah, everything I need is right here. We're good to go.
Okay.
So should we burn it to the ground?
Can't burn it to this is where Nerm lives.
Torgor grabs the effigy and just tosses it behind him into the door and like continues walking.
Just like over your shoulder, like a lit man. Well, that's the thing, right? So you're on the ground level now. You've got the table downstairs. You haven't walked out into the street. You can see outside, guttering in the slight rain, this enormous gruel. And then it occurs to me that it's kind of like a burning cross on your front yard. Like it's a big gruel, a big burning, because it is like they're like they burned it to show like whatever bad thing happened here, the gruel did this. Like they're taking credit for it. So this big effigy is basically to scare everyone else in the precinct in the area to be like, what are you gonna do, Boros? You gonna come get us? So yeah, they're definitely showing that they were here. So the question is, do you want that to be clear when the Boros show up, which inevitably they will? The clock's ticking. When they show up, do you want them to know right away that the gruel did this, or do you want it to be more mysterious? Because if you kick over the effigy, there might be some time for them to.
If the gruel did this, then we didn't, so we should keep the effigy up.
Torgor disagrees. Having family members in the Boros, they're looking for any reason, any lead to chase down to exert justice, their version of justice.
Yeah.
So they can chase the gruel.
Let them chase their own tail by not being able to make heads or tails of it.
Both good points. Yeah. Do you want to give them? It's not even a red herring because it's just like the gruel did do this.
Right.
So do you want to send them at the gruel directly, or do you like Torgor said, you want to let them explore and hope they come to the wrong conclusion on their own?
They're less likely to think about it too much if they have an open shut case. If they start thinking about it, that's when we're in trouble.
Did or did not the goblins say tack?
Yes.
Right. So if Boros get their hand on Gruul, if they put them in their torture devices, Tack's name's going to get out.
The Boros have torture devices?
They're called their fists. Yeah. The Boros have all sorts of
Okay.
torture methods.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the interesting thing about like justice in Ravnica is that it is sort of divided between, there isn't just one in the Ravnican legal system. So there are
I legit just heard like the SVU.
Yeah. So there are two branches of Ravnican the justice system, right? There's the Azorius that investigate the crimes, and then there are the Boros who punish the bad guys, and that's like their main thing. They kind of work together, they kind of don't. Like they have a tense thing. Sometimes the Boros, they see them as like Batman, but other times they're the ones that are like, we can get things done where you can't. And the Azorius are like, red tape. So yeah, right now you're in Boros territory. So to Torgor's point, yes, the steely fists of Boros justice are always looking to punch the bad guys.
Okay. Road takes out a torch and uses the effigy to light it.
Okay.
And then goes back inside and tosses the torch into the trash pile.
Any reaction shot from Tack lurking in the shadows? So yeah,
It's just like that's a trash pile.
good riddance to bad rubbish. So you throw the torch onto the pile and it ignites. There is like a cracking as a beaker like bursts. And
Tack
it
had
starts to-
originally planned to come back for Nurm, but this actually like works out great in their favor. So
Yeah, it occurs to you, and maybe Tack, you hear your mother's voice, you know, a long forgotten lesson of like, you know, never let a corpse go to waste, Tack. Like we can always repurpose them. A corpse is just a future zombie. So
yeah,
you know,
that's true.
cremating-
But you also want this place to burn down.
yeah, exactly. You can't make zombies if you're in jail. So yeah, it's a shame that the
How
body
would that
has to be
attitude?
cremated. You can't make much out of ash. But yes, you do watch your crime go up in smoke as the building catches fire.
He made his choice. It's better this way.
And so an Izzet apartment fire is much worse than an average apartment fire in the sense that there's almost always something flammable. There will be explosions. This place will definitely end up rubble. The Boros will not likely have time to put the fire out. They'll be digging through the trash for a while. And you're gonna leave the effigy up in front of the building.
Yeah, I think after Road tosses the torch in there, Torgor looks a little sad because he wanted to do that. But also is just like, no, I mean, this is confusing. Why would Gruul come here, torture random Izzet's building, and then leave the effigy up? Also, when that engineer isn't even in the building.
And when Road walks back out, she casts Pass Without a Trace on everybody.
All right. Inky shadows envelop you. Let's have everybody make a stealth check. You get a +10 to your stealth check.
Cool.
And we'll see if you get spotted leaving precinct 4.
I'm pretty sure I got a 0 last time when we did this.
Okay,
this
so an
is-
18 from Winnegar. I basically only need
38?
the lowest.
Oh,
Good, a
oh my
38, a
gosh.
30 is the stealthiest Torgor can possibly be.
Oh, I pressed sleight of hand on accident. Please
Okay.
ignore me.
All right,
Uh-huh.
do it again.
26.
There you go. Okay, so an 18 is the lowest number. So I'll roll perception in a second. I'm just taking a
Nice.
note here.
Torgor got a nat 20 on this. I don't know if that affects it in any way, shape, or form.
The
Just put
only
that-
difference between a 20 in this case and a nat 20 is how impressed I am at how good you are at Dungeons and Dragons.
Thank you. You know, that's all I needed.
Yeah,
that's all I
that's
want
it.
is
I
affirmation.
recognize your skills. You rolled those virtual dice. Okay, so let's see. I'm just making a note. The Boros are gonna think that the Gruul killed and burned Nurm's house. Okay. So then they'll probably end up going to the Izzet to be like, we need to know more about Nurm. What was Nurm working on? Did Nurm have any enemies in the Gruul? It's going to buy you at least a couple of days. I'm going to start another countdown clock. We're going to call it Boros Investigation.
Oh my God.
no.
Just to see, like,
So they did find Nurm's body in the house, like in this hypothetical thing.
eventually they will find burnt up goblin bones, and then they will have to use like dental records and like try to figure out that this was
that's probably
Nurm,
fine.
and like it's going to take a while. It's a long clock. So
It'll be good. Torgor will be
Is there
dead
a
by then.
chance? Is there a chance that when they find a goblin body in the remains, that they would perhaps the Gruul would get word of that and think perhaps that was Tack?
Look, let's be honest. There's a lot of dead goblins in
there
that
are
house.
there are a
That's
lot
true.
of dead
Oh my gosh,
goblins.
you're very
yeah.
right. Dang.
So that's the thing. Like mostly it'll be trying to figure out, who the hell are all these corpses and which ones belong to what side. Because a corpse, I was gonna say a corpse doesn't belong to a guild, but the Orzhov would disagree with me. Okay,
Very
so
true.
I will begin the Boros investigation. They'll get here tonight and they'll start searching the fire and like putting it out and all of that. And to answer chat's question, how many countdown clocks do I have? I have 3 right now. I have Dovin Ban catching Winnegar. I have Winnegar figuring out how to master the network. And now I have Boros investigation. The countdown clock for Torgor getting arrested is on hold right now because the lead investigator is having a crisis of faith. So
But the countdown clock on my Orzhov contract is still ticking.
definitely take
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
In a
one's still
crisis
going.
of the heart.
Yeah. Okay. So
She's so into
time.
him.
The time until and the time until the debt is paid. I think I have it at 9 weeks. So, all right. So let's see if you get spotted, Winnegar, with your 18. Let's find a Boros vigilante type to make this roll because they patrol the neighborhood. It's like a neighborhood watch
Like-
type situation.
Rorschach?
Punisher?
Yeah, right? Like exactly. Like you join the Azorius if you like the law. You join the Boros if you like justice.
Did you drink that
So-
health potion? Did you drink that health potion,
Yes.
Winnegar? Did you take that?
Yeah,
you
I
take
did, yeah.
it
Yeah.
back? Okay.
Good. Good.
Okay. So
That's rough, buddy.
I think if anything, you would be spotted by like a Skyjack like patrol, but not the rock itself. So you're safe from Dwayne Johnson for now. So the Boros have giant birds that they ride around on, called rocks. They look like that.
Whoa.
And they patrol the neighborhood, like riding around these things, trying to spot people. So I'm gonna roll. I'll just roll like a soldier maybe, and we'll see. Let's see what they find here. All right, so the difficulty is going to be 18. I have a plus. What do I have on this thing? Okay, I don't have a +0, so I'm just rolling flat. But I think because it's an aerial advantage, I'm going to give him advantage because we're rolling from above.
Oh, no.
So 2d20, keep the best one, add nothing. One of these has to be an 18, a 19, or a 20. 2 chances.
Oh.
So,
Oh no.
So Winnegar, what is it? So you get spotted. Is it? What is it that gives you away? You get spotted from above doing something suspicious, something that would draw the attention of one of these rock riding SWAT team guys.
What is Winnegar doing that would
What does Winnegar do?
So what does pass without a trace do? It
As long as you stay, let's see, each creature within 30 feet, as long as you stay within 30 feet of road, you cannot be tracked and you leave behind no traces of your passage and you move in shadow and silence. So it could be something as simple as like lagging behind.
yeah. Or I think that's what it is. Like just he's doing double. I think this is what's happening. He is trying to be so careful that he's like running ahead, checking things out, and then running back and being the last one to leave when everyone moves forward. So like running down the street, it's like, it's clear. And then running back and then like waiting for everyone to move. So he looks super suspicious. Like, what's this newsie doing? Like,
You look pretty
clear,
squirrely.
guys.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let me see if I can find, let's see if I can find like a card for this guy.
Boros Legionnaire, I think it's a card.
Yeah, I'm looking at the Wojek. Okay, I think I have a good one. Let me save this. I'll put it in Roll20. This is like one of my favorite things about like pre-existing settings, especially one with so much art, is I can just be like, this is a thing. Let me find one to show you. All right, we got it uploading to Roll20 right now. Okay, so here's what you see. Winnegar, oh my god, he's huge. So you see this bird, you see this rock, like make a circle back around you, and if it had sirens, this would be the part where it goes like whoop whoop, like it sees you and like starts like flying down, like you know that you've been made. And this enormous bird lands in the street near you, and you see the guy riding it step off, like he jumps down from the saddle. Now, he hasn't drawn his weapon or anything, but he is approaching, and he takes a lantern off of the thing's saddle, and he holds it up, and he sees you, and he starts walking towards you. Do you say anything?
I can tell that he has a lantern and he like points it towards me.
Yeah, it was just he's holding it up so he can see you, and he's walking towards you. He's got in his left hand.
I'm gonna like perk up. My eyes get really big, and I turn around, and I am going to speed walk away while casting invisibility.
Okay, so
but it's a legit speed walk that you see like where like they're doing the arms things like.
All right, so as soon as you like don't stop or like put your hands up, he's like, hey, and you start to run, and I think
That's so fucking funny. Oh my God.
he's gonna try to stun you. So let's roll initiative real quick. He goes for his like stun wand to like knock you down. But you might be fast enough to cast invisibility first.
18.
That's a good
bad.
roll. All right, let me see here. Boros. He is a knight.
And I assume like Winnegar like raced out of the alleyway we were in to check, and like
yes,
the three of us are just
Winnegar is definitely drawing this guy's attention.
Yeah.
Okay.
The three of us are just kind of hanging out.
I got a 6. Okay, so you like start walking away, and he's like freeze, and you disappear. And he like fires his wand in your direction. He has disadvantage. He has to kind of guess where you are. What is the knight's to hit bonus on ranged attacks? He's only got a +2. Okay, so at disadvantage. Lose 1 +2. Hold on. There we go. No, he stuns the wall near you. So he fires this stun blast out of his wand. It hits the wall and just dissipates harmlessly. And then as you vanish, he puts the wand away because there's no target, and he takes the Boros's most valuable weapon from around his neck, his whistle, and he begins blowing it. His alarm whistle. So he just
Ravnica
like
mall cop.
beep, beep, and yeah, so he just starts sounding the whistle.
All right, the three of us are going the other way. The three of
Yeah,
us
so
are
you're just like you slip away. So I think probably like because you're invisible, the alarm goes up that someone was acting squirrely, and they go looking for you, but they can't find you. And this Wojek goes back to HQ to file a report that will later get added to the like, hey, the night of that fire, I saw this squirrely looking Vidalcan like running around in the neighborhood. So you don't have to deal with him directly, but a note gets added, and somewhere one of these guys will put those together and be like, we should find that Vidalcan. Maybe they saw something.
Crap.
All right. So Winnegar, do you? I guess this is the thing. You get separated from the group.
Yeah.
Do you all try to meet up again, or are you like, we're just gonna meet up at Rhodes' apartment?
You don't know where my apartment is.
Well, that was
Yeah, I
the
don't
question.
know
Is
where-
like, would you have told them like if we get separated?
I know that I should say yes, but probably not. I
Okay.
don't think Road would be like, here's where I live in case anyone's listening.
Mhm.
I just don't think that'd be very her.
Yeah, your infosec is strong. Okay, all right. So Winnegar, you are alone and invisible in the alleys of Precinct 4.
Ain't that the truth?
How do you?
Oh no,
How do you go
separated
from,
from
like-
the ornithopter?
Yeah,
Oh, no.
right.
How
Your
do you go
friends.
from being like plugged in for 2 weeks to
Yeah, so that's. I mean, I think that's what we see, right? And the effect of this shot would be like you're in an alley, you're breathing hard because you ran away. Rain is falling on you, and we can only see you because the rain is hitting your invisible form and creating this kind of like visibility effect where we can kind of make out your shape. And you've fled. So, yeah. What is it like for Winnegar? And you can, I think you can still hear in the distance like the Boros like trying to find you, and there's like, they're not. It's not a full on manhunt, but yeah. So you're. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
Winnegar? Give me some Winnegar here.
So I am going to run in the opposite direction, and then I'm going to try to double back. They're passing without a trace also, so I'm not even going to, even if I'm in the area.
The next lowest roll was a 28. So if it's possible for you to get a 28 on an investigation check, you could, but the pass without trace is working against you now.
Oh no. Oh crap. Okay. Just got to figure out where Road lives. Okay. Nothing hard about finding out where a secret spy lives. Okay. Yeah. Just got to get into the mind of Road. Okay. Hey, my name's Road, and I'm really into. No, she's not into anything. Road would never say she was into anything. she would make fun of you for being into something. Hey, I love my sister, maybe. This isn't helping, Winnegar. What are you doing? Okay, think.
You do know where her sister works,
Oh God.
and her sister may know where she lives.
Oh,
She
sister does.
She definitely
Yeah,
does.
she went back to the place.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that's part.
That face, Katie.
I guess that sparks the interest, and he's just
heck
like,
yeah, lead that
like-
Azorius cop to your ornithopter.
oh,
So you
yeah,
want to head
recently-
south and go to Precinct 1?
yeah, I guess
Find
so. I
Officer
have
Triska?
to.
Okay.
Hey, I stole
Okay.
an ornithopter.
Then the letter I wrote her definitely comes into play.
Mhm. Mhm.
Because we didn't do a lot of what Road was up to, but machinating was pretty much the theme of what she was up to during her individual time.
Yep.
And when she sent her sister a letter, one of the things she wrote was, "Hey, the people I work with are super dangerous. They're not my friends."
Mhm. Mhm. Good. So we've moved
She's totally
from,
gonna help us.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
we've moved from sabotaging Winnegar's existing friendships to now preventing Winnegar from forming new ones.
Well, it was genuinely to stop Torgor. It had nothing to do with Winnegar.
Yep.
Road was just trying to stop Torgor from advancing that track.
Okay.
Sorry, right, switching words. Road was yes. So, but that was like part of it, and it was a warning about like there was that in the letter, and then there was like, hey, there's a Demir agent in your midst. You should not be alone with anyone. You should get your boyfriend to walk you home from work. That kind of stuff in this letter.
Yeah.
It was an overall like, be careful.
Mhm.
I'm knee deep in something.
So we'll
that I
check in
can't-
on Triska in a second. So Torgor, Tak, and Road, you lose Winnegar. Is the decision made to just push on? Everybody shrugged. I guess.
I think it's tough because like I think Torgor is responsible for being the pack mule in this one.
Yeah.
Like I has to stay with the Ornithopter. Can't.
Yeah, I
cannot
can't. I mean,
leave it.
no one else can take it. So
Right. So I mean, I'm definitely going. Also, I actually know where Rhode's apartment is, so I can lead us there. Why doesn't Rhode look for Rhode? Why don't you look for Winnegar?
I'm
You know,
giving you the key to my apartment.
I'm
If you
not
thought
saying
this
give me the
second-
key to your. I will wait outside your. I
You're not going to
understand.
wait outside my apartment.
Oh, what? What? Do you know how this works? Do
No,
you
I'm
just
just
want to sit here and try to fiddle it around?
I'm just envisioning Torgor standing outside Rhode's apartment, holding an ornithopter over his head.
With one hand now, smoking because there's nothing else
Cigarette
to
hanging
do.
from his mouth, just
I
fucking
think-
Cusack in that shit.
Because Tack, first of all, rolled a 28.
Mhm.
And is just genuinely sneaky. I think they would probably be one of the first people to realize that Winnegar is no longer with them.
Yeah.
It's just like, hey guys, I can always go look for Winnegar.
That would
Tech, you would do that?
that'd
Tech,
be
you would do.
very helpful.
Thank you,
Like,
Tech.
I mean, I don't know where the apartment is, and I'm sure not carrying.
Oh
that.
no, it's right here. I write down the address on a piece of paper and I hand it to
We're
her.
all about eavesdrop.
Yeah.
Oh, so that later, when the real PCs kill Tack, they will find a note that says "secret hideout" with an address on
I
it.
think we've already
I
established
like guys.
P.S. I am gay.
Tack is very gay.
Yeah.
But gay for who? You'll never know. Tack will just be like, look, I'll find Winnegar. It'll be fine.
All right. I take the note with my address written on it. Oh my
Okay.
god.
I'll just meet
You
you
can
back.
remember.
Did you remember it? It's fine. It's in precinct 6. If you go to this intersection, you take like clearly just like labeling it up.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it's like,
Tack clearly not paying attention. Like, yeah.
you know what?
Or
Here,
you can just
I
take
write
it back
another-
to host in the show.
I
Yeah,
write
I'll
another
just-
note. I
yeah,
hand it
we
to Tech.
Oh,
Perfect.
thanks. Yeah,
Stop
cool.
writing my address on things. Stop it.
Tack's like, we'll just go back to hosting the show, and you can give us all the updates or whatever.
Mm.
I think he might need some time away from that machine as well. That was
No.
a lot.
Torgor likes this new Winnegar. He's a little unhinged. He's a little more
It's a loose cannon.
impulsive, and I like he's got an edge. I get him hooked up back into it. Like we need that
So,
Winnegar back.
Next
We can
time you
talk
see
about-
Winnegar, he's got an earring and a leather jacket.
I think of all the times, like they haven't spent a lot of time with Tack since Tack murdered Nerm, but I think
Mhm.
this is the point when like Tack looks genuinely uncomfortable. It's just like,
So
You need to
feeling,
lay down.
I say, feeling that discomfort, Tech, do you then make your exit?
yeah, I'm
You're
just
like-
gonna,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna go. Like,
Okay.
Roll
Alright.
and meet you in precinct 6.
cool,
So-
cool.
So Tech, your 38 stealth becomes a mere 28 as you leave the aura of shadow
God,
surrounding Road.
what am I gonna do?
I don't ever. How are you ever going to survive alone out here without the help of Road? So you slip into the alleys of the precinct and go looking for Winnegar. So
Yeah.
I'll get a roll from you on your tracking Winnegar. So make a
Who's
survival check.
invisible?
Yes, thank you. I'm
Well,
proficient.
invisible, but you're looking for footprints and like
Okay.
the
and
smell of
looking
nerd
for
fear.
a wet invisible object that's just screaming at itself in somebody else's voice.
Yes, please find him before he can get to my sister. That would be great.
I only get +5 for this, so I fully expect to flop.
It's going to be quite difficult. Yeah.
Give inspiration. Oh my god.
It's a
Never mind.
20.
I can
Hooray!
smell Winnegar's fear on the
Yeah.
other side of the bridge.
The
Yeah, no
stink
doubt.
of Winnegar lies heavy on Ravnica's streets tonight. It
Beautiful nat
smells
20.
like
It's-
nerd out here.
It's,
Everything's coming up, Tack.
Yeah,
Winnegar's
seriously.
out here on these streets somewhere. Tack is almost as invisible as Winnegar is and looking for him.
That's right. You pick up the you find like a calculator on the street. You pick it up and you lick it and you're like, still
Can't we
warm.
just say that she smells the chemicals that were
Yeah.
burning
Yes.
in the house?
No,
Obviously,
it's
yes.
the calculator.
Like, that's clearly the
Just find
thing.
like a pocket protector. I'm
Mhm.
just like,
Winnegar's just like Hansel and Greteling his way.
Just ablating dork stuff. Yeah.
Screw it. I
Totally.
love it.
it's
Yeah.
just a bunch of like Star Wars.
You find a signed picture of Chewbacca You're on the right track.
It's like
This is-
Actually, that's a pretty good
bobblehead.
That's a pretty good like Twitter meme that like if someone were tracking you, what objects would they find?
Oh, that is
That's
good.
kinda like that.
Mhm.
So all right, so Tack, you pick up the trail and I think you're right? I think Winnegar, it's not that it's you necessarily, but yeah, it's that the burnt chemical smell from the house. It's and I mean, Tack, you're familiar with your quarry, right? You've been around Winnegar long enough. You
I've been
know.
around Winnegar long enough, and I've been in that disgusting ex-boyfriend's house.
Yeah,
So
you know the stink of Nerm. So yeah, all right, cool.
been sleeping in Nerm's like blankets on his couch for like 2 weeks. Like, let's
Mhm.
be honest.
I feel like that's like a 90s Sharon Stone movie, The Stink of Nerm. So you
No.
you head off after Winnegar.
I mean, it's gonna be a totally different stink now. but-
Torgor and Rode arrive, and it's quite late at night now. You arrive at the Zonot at Zonot 7 and make your way into the upper the like non-aquatic dormitories, the place where the apartments are. And as you're heading there, I think your magic, your pass without trace is faded. You're in the hallways, and these halls are the Simic tend to not like they share this with the Silesian Conclave in that you grow the material that you build with, right? There's stone buildings up top. Prism University is mostly stone and all of that stuff. But as you get closer into the Zonot, it's grown from stone, from coral. These areas are engineered biologically as much as they are things. So these hallways, the wall has like living material in it. It has coral and it has like growths and stuff. And it's all kind of like a little damp down here, which is maybe not good for the electronics, but it should be fine. And as you approach, and I'm gonna need Katie, I'm gonna need you to help me describe this person. You see standing near the door to your apartment, you see a familiar face. Now we haven't seen, I don't think, this person on screen yet, but you see Supervisor Zoya, and she looks like she's waiting for somebody. What does she look like?
Oh gosh, let's roll. What are some good Simic hybrid?
Hey, don't forget to mention that this NPC is hot. We talked about
No, definite. Yes.
I mean, my notes for this character have that she is a supervisor of a prominent clade, but there's another sentence that comes before that detailing her previous relationship with Rode, but I'll let Rode reveal that in time.
hot.
Yeah, definitely a yes on the hot. Thank you
Okay.
for asking for that clarification.
Mhm.
You're welcome,
Um,
Katie. We talked about this.
Yes, I almost
They're
forgot.
all hot.
They're all hot. Yeah, we don't have enough fun. What else? Yeah, let's go with the Simic hybrid. Let's
Okay.
do a
Is that a manta ray?
So she's a hybrid of human and something, or
yeah, let's do human. Let's do
okay,
human.
so she's human.
And let's do something fun. Let's
Come on, platypus.
shout out. No.
Manta ray. Come on, I'll say it again.
No.
Yeah,
I'm going.
We can call her Sugar Ray. Come on, let's do it.
Yes.
Blobfish.
Practically right to
Oh,
Be my
what?
butterfly, sugar, baby. Like it's gonna be great.
Oh no.
That is not Sugar Ray.
That's not sugar ray. It's fine.
I cannot believe I was transported to hell. Let's I'm trying to breathe through this.
Crazy Town. That's what it was. Crazy Town.
Official decision.
Yeah.
Let's go like electric eel. And I don't know what that means.
Ooh,
But that's
fine.
my heart.
nice.
I see.
Yes.
It's good. You got some. There's a spark between the electricity
Ew.
for the
Yeah.
jellyfish and the eel.
So she's dangerous to touch, and also probably has like a lot of very sharp teeth.
So it's from Rhodes' freak phase.
So she's
She had one.
she's very she's got kind of like maybe like silvery like skin. Does she have hair or no?
Yeah, let's say it's just maybe like tight on the sides, but like a nice like slicked back.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, like the danger lesbian bouffant kind of thing.
Oh no,
Okay.
I just
Oh
did
my
the-
gosh, did you just say danger lesbian? I'm so
Vortex.
excited.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
let's-
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big mouth is sharp, full of sharp teeth. Okay. Cool. And yeah, she's lurking around your apartment. When was the last time that you saw Zoya? Was it like the big dramatic end of your previous relationship, or have you seen her since?
I think we're in the same social circles.
Mm-hmm.
Think that maybe she dated one of my cousins afterwards to make me mad.
Oh, sick. Okay, so that relationship, as far as you know, is still ongoing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it was that just to make you mad? Like there's nothing actually there? Wow. Okay.
If you asked Rode, the answer would be yes, absolutely. But the real answer is I am completely unsure of.
Yeah. Okay.
So now she's still at family functions. It's awful.
Oh, so she's dating your cousin so that she can, in your mind, so that she can show up to events that normally she would not be given access to, so that she can. Oh my God! And she probably like makes comments about how she thinks your sister is hot, and like, oh man.
Oh no.
She's the worst.
Yeah, she's the worst.
So she can you, when you see her, let's both make insight checks here. I'll make one for her. And you make one. And hell, Torgor, throw an insight check in there to
thank
read
you.
the situation. Let's all make insight checks.
I love being the third wheel in all of Rhode's relationships.
21.
I love it.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
this sucks.
I got a
Torgor's here for
-2.
another-
Let's see how it goes.
All right. So Torgor and Zoya both basically blow it. So I think the thing is Zoya isn't here to figure out what Rode is feeling. Zoya's here for some other purpose. Torgor, you detect some kind of tension, but with a 3, you can misinterpret it however you want. So you see this beautiful, older eel woman, and Rode, she's a little drunk. She's been drinking, and she's lurking around your apartment and trying to look like if this world had cell phones, she'd be looking at nothing on hers, but pretending to look at something really important. But though they don't, so she is just waiting, and she sees you, and she turns in this very kind of like predatory way and grins, and this is where we see she's got this like very spiky mouthful of teeth, and she smiles at you, and she starts walking in your direction, Rode.
Oh my God. I try to walk right past her. I'm-
Okay.
I set the table down and tackle her.
Regis, you're just like, she's an enemy.
She's an enemy. She's coming at her. I straight up tackle her.
All right, so
Oh my God.
so Torgor tosses the ornithopter platform aside, horns down, and just like rushes towards.
Yeah, goring dash, all of it. Like goring rush, just full on.
Am I in front of him? Can I?
So let's do a quick initiative check between the two of you to see if Rode has a chance to like trip you or do something as you run by. Well, 17. Oh no. All right, so Rode, Torgor charges at Zoya before you have a chance to respond in any meaningful way.
I just go, don't. That's what I have. That's what she's got in her.
I'll like force her up the wall, like with my arm.
So
underneath her neck.
here's what happens. So you run up to her, and the plan is you want to charge her and like grab her and put her up against the wall. Okay.
Is it like shove her? Who are you? How do you know where Rhodes live? Why are you waiting outside of? She doesn't let anybody know that.
So before you get a chance to say any of that, you take 1 damage because touching her causes lightning damage. She's an electric eel lady. So you grab her and she just like starts, and then just you get shocked. Make an athletics check. She's gonna make a dexterity check to try to get away. She gets 17.
Okay. Let me make this athletics check.
Okay. 15. All right. So you try to grab her, you get your hands on her, you get shocked. And when you pull away, she slips away from you. She turns around and she reaches out to touch you. And let's see, what's your armor class?
16.
Okay, so she tries to grab you to like put the shock on you, tries to tase you, but you pull away, and now the two of you are 5 feet apart, kind of like circling, and she's forgotten about Road. She's just like, who is this Minotaur that's attacking me? And her skin is like sparking.
Road goes, are you two done fighting over me yet?
Okay, don't flatter yourself.
Yeah, so they both look at you, and she's like, that's not what this is about. And she stops and she looks at you, Torgor, and she puts her hands up and she's like, I'm not here to hurt anyone. I just wanted to talk to Road.
That's exactly what someone who was here to hurt Road would say.
Listen.
All right, honey, calm down. Let me just let you in. And I open the door to my apartment to let Torgor in and hopefully take the ornithopter inside as well.
What do you do, Torgor?
I'm flabbergasted because Road has never invited anyone into their home at any point.
I also just called you honey. So
I know.
Maybe
It's
be
still-
like
it's-
a litany of things.
Now
you would
remember,
find
It's shocking.
Torgor got
It's
a
all-
3. Torgor got a 3 on that inside check, and so has no idea what is going on. So
role play.
subtext wise.
Subtext wise, it's just like it's okay. And like grabs the ornithopter and things and like carries them inside and very defensively like always puts himself in between Zoya and that object.
Which Zoya is interpreting as just like boyfriend possessiveness. So you let Torgor in. Torgor goes in first with the mysterious package. And Road, I guess Road goes in first because Torgor, you said you're staying between the two of them. And Zoya assumes that she's also invited in. So unless somebody does something.
I guess so.
Okay.
Everybody's more people I
in
don't
your house.
want.
Yeah. So she comes in and she looks around and she says, I haven't seen you around in a while, Road. I see you've made some new friends.
Yeah.
He's a little handsy for my taste.
That's what I prefer. So can I help you or what?
She scowls at Torgor jealously. And she says, I was just at Zonot party. Everyone was drinking and having a good time. It was miserable. I thought you would appreciate it, so I came by to see what you're doing. I see you are out all night with your Minotaur friend. Slumming it in Precinct 4,
Slumming it is a word I guess you could use. But I guess that's kind of what you're doing right now, right?
She puts on the fake, like, I'm hurt. And she says, No, not at all. I mean, I don't come to this part of the neighborhood very often, but I will lower myself for special occasion.
And what would that occasion be?
And she produces from a satchel a bottle of wine, and she says, I don't like to drink alone.
Yeah. Don't you have literally any of my family members that you could be drinking with right now?
And she kind of scowls, makes a distasteful face, and I just love envisioning this, that she's like she's an eel woman. So like all of these facial expressions are like on the face of a person who has like a big weird jaw full of sharp teeth. And she makes a little pout and she says, you think I am bored of Cousin Nika? Maybe you have other attractive family you can introduce me to? Or we can put all that silliness aside and pick up where we left off.
Why does this woman have your family held hostage?
And she's definitely trying to aggressively ignore Torgor, to be like, you are furniture. Don't talk, honey. But when you say that, she turns and then she turns back at you and gives you this like look that we've maybe only seen on Rhodes' face before. And it is a look of pure judgmental destruction. Like she's just like, I am judging you for hanging out with him. There's lots
And
of
then
reasons
at
this
this
is
point,
not cool.
Road kind of shrugs and she crosses her arms and she says, "What can I say? I like them dumb. So I have a date tonight, but coffee tomorrow."
Make a persuasion check.
Just get out of my apartment.
Ah.
Please. 18.
Okay. All right. I'll roll to resist your your attempt. Let's see. Nope. All right. So she scowls and she does. You can see her doing this because you're the only one with any insight in the room right now. You see her doing this. She is doing exactly what you do to her when she is like hitting on your cousin and stuff, right? Where she's just like, fine, I guess if you want to do this dumb thing, I'll pretend like it's not bothering me. And she looks at Torgor like, look at you, you meaningless nothing. Like you're an inanimate object. And she looks back at you, Rode, and she says, well, be gentle with the poor thing. He looks fragile. And she turns and kind of like sway walks out into the hall and turns around and gives you a look like, I'm not going to forget. I'm coming back tomorrow. We're getting coffee. And then she walks off. And when she leaves, what Torgor or Road, who is the first to like say something? Or is there a moment of awkward silence?
So did you guys used to date? Or...
Give me one of your cigarettes, please.
Okay. I'm like now fully understanding like what the situation is. Being like, it's crazy. I never at work. Like the idea, like I just like next time you need me to be cover, like I'll be more convincing, but come on.
I love that. Yeah, you end up having this conversation, and I don't know, maybe dude, like if Road participates or not, but it sounds like you spend the rest of the night like waiting for your friends to show up and talking about like dating, basically.
Yeah, I guess we do.
I once had an ex, after we broke up.
That's really cute. I like that. Yeah. That you're just like, well, I know we're embroiled in the middle of this like conspiracy to save Ravnica and our lives are in danger, but like, my God, romance, right?
I'm telling you. I'll tell you what, don't date a centaur from the Selesnya. I'm just telling you now. It's just bad. It just won't work out.
Yeah, they've got the best weed, but that's about it. They're really
too
bad
nice.
people.
They're too nice. They're too nice.
Go to their apartment, and every time you're there, they have more crystals lying around, and you're like,
I don't want more crystals. God.
It's not quartz, it's rose quartz, Torgor. Pay attention.
I assume that like there's cigarettes and wine, like both.
Well, I mean, I presume that's what you bring to the conversation.
I bring
our Aquarius.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I think we can all agree.
Yeah, we can.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, definitely can agree to that. All right, guys.
Am I right?
Am I right? Hello, kids.
Yeah, right. Thanks, Steve. Perfect. Okay. So while that's happening, Winnegar, you make your way to Precinct 1, which at night is pretty quiet aside from the comings and goings from Orzhova, right? The Vizkopa Bank is open 24/7. How many hours are there in a Ravnican day? Are there 7 days in a Ravnican week?
Oh God.
Is Ravnica, I mean, I think.
Well, actually, does like different precincts experience time differently as well?
Time zones. I think Ravnica. I think Ravnica is a sphere, but I'm not totally sure.
What's the size of the planet?
Yeah, I don't know exactly.
Do they have daylight savings time? No, never mind.
Ravnican savings time. So the bank is open all the time. It is never closed. So there are people coming and going from Vizkopa, but the rest of the precinct is pretty quiet. There are ornithopters fluttering around. But you, Winnegar, you make your way to, where do you go looking for Triska? Do you go to the precinct to find her?
Do I know where she lives? I don't know where she lives.
No, that would be the only place.
Yeah.
It's like her work.
So, yeah, I would go, to the precinct.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's left of the precinct, I guess.
So it's there. There's things going on, right? People being booked and what have you. And yeah, for folks who are asking in chat, Ravnica does have silly names for the days of the week. We were joking about this either before the show or in the first episode. There's some really silly names, and I can't remember, but they're in the Guildmasters guide. There's a list of the goofy names. They're almost as
Yeah,
silly
you
as
sent me an
Zibs.
email and told me
Yeah.
to memorize them.
They're almost as silly as Zibs and Xenos.
Oh, no.
So you get, Winnegar, you get to the precinct, and I think that we cut into the middle of a conversation right now. You smell like chemicals. You're soggy from the rain, but also you're dressed like an Izzet League scientist. So everybody sees a soggy, weird smelling Vidalcan and are like, "Yep, yeah, okay, that seems normal." And so you talk to the clerk, and I guess you've already told them like I need to find Officer Triska.
Yeah. I'm like doing like one of those like waiting on the desk, like
So the clerk, a Vidalcan woman, she comes back from looking for her, and she says, "I'm sorry, son, she's not here." And there's a look of brief, like a human might not pick up on it because for a lot of Vidalcan, their emotions are expressed differently, suppressed compared to humans that tend to wear them on their sleeve. But you pick it up. There's a look of like somewhere between frustration and concern, or like frustration at being concerned on her face.
So he was not expecting that.
Yeah.
And he's like about to take like a sucker from the bin that's like right there. And he like looks, and can I roll like an insight to see like what type of vibe I'm getting?
Yeah, sure.
From it? Yeah.
16, nice. Okay. Yes. So this Vidalcan officer is frustrated because Triska has been a bad officer lately. Her absence is annoying to this person, and you pick up on this, like that they are frustrated because someone higher up is letting her get away with this, like being a bad cop, right?
Oh.
Like she's lawful good and Triska's neutral good, and she's just like, you're supposed to be in at 8 a.m. That's the rule. And Triska doesn't show up until 11. And so she's just like, she's not here. And there's this mild like annoyance at like breaking protocol.
Ooh. And so Winnegar picks up on that.
Yeah.
And he's gonna play it cool. He pops the sucker in his mouth, and he's like just like, oh, isn't that just Triska? Am I right? I had a meeting with her this morning. She's not even here. She's not even here where she told me to be.
I think if you're looking for Officer Triska, you shouldn't have far to go. Hold on. And she turns and she takes a slip of paper and she writes, "I like boys" on it, and she gives it to you. She takes a piece of paper. And she puts it on you, but then another Azorius grabs you and is like, "Look what I found on Winnegar." You just get. Yep. So she writes an address and she hands it to you. And she says, usually when she's not here, that's where you can find her.
What is this? Her place? Her like a bookstore? Or
she shakes her head and she runs a blue hand over her scalp in frustration. She says, "Just if you run into her there, remind her that she does still have a job and the case files are piling up."
You got it. What's your name again?
She looks at you and she's like, "I don't have one. I'm not an important NPC. I'm Vidalcan desk cop."
You don't have a name.
She does, but I don't have a random Vidalcan name just ready to throw at you.
Sounds like Linda. Her name's Linda.
That's a Linda.
Linda.
Officer Linda. Desk
Such a
Officer
Linda
Linda.
thing.
Done. Perfect.
Okay, well, keep your chin up. And then I'm just gonna spin on a heel and head out the door.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So do you go straight there?
Yeah.
All right. So Tack, you pick up the trail. You catch up with Winnegar, and this will be our last scene, our little like vignette. Then, so you catch up with Winnegar outside what is very clearly an Azorius, like a cop bar. So there are,
Whoa.
I would say if there were like motorcycles outside, there are no motorcycles in this. So I guess they just walk. So there's the bar. The bar is called the Thin Blue White Line. And You can see Azorius
The worst
officers.
thing you've ever said to me.
Thank you. You're welcome. You see Azorius officers coming and going. There are a couple outside smoking cigarettes, and somewhere inside is Triska. And you watch Winnegar as you watch from the shadows. You watch Winnegar approach the neon. There's a blue neon sign outside, and you watch Winnegar step into the pool of neon light of this cop bar. And then Winnegar, do you go inside?
I cast Disguise Self before I go inside.
Oh, nice. Okay, so Tech, you watch that. What do you disguise yourself as, Winnegar?
Fucking Linda. Are you kidding me?
Perfect. All right. So Tack, you watch Winnegar use magic to transform himself into Desk Officer Linda, and then head inside to meet with Triska. And that's where we'll fade out. We'll close our episode there.
There you go.
Nice. Good work, everybody.
Wow.
Cool.
Like Tech's just watching, just like, wow, he just gave himself boobs. I don't.
Yeah, but they're illusionary boobs, so like you can't even touch them or anything. They
Yeah,
just
and
are there.
what's the point at this point?
No, I'm just thinking about Tack getting disguised self and being like, look, I can put my hand right through my boobs. Check it out. They're not even real.
Yeah, they
I'm
just
not
keep breaking the illusion.
Yeah.
I'm not going to confirm or deny whether or not Tack has boobs already.
I
but
assume
yeah,
that you would
definitely-
demand the disguised self had huge boobs so you could do that trick.
Yes,
is the thing.
100%.
Regardless of your own body.
100%.
Yeah.
It would be like DOA volleyball up in
She is always.
I feel like disguised self probably definitely has jiggle physics built into the spell. You know? Yeah, perfect. Good. Well, as we all imagine Tack's perfect DOA beach volleyball form, I'll let everybody we'll do our shout outs and then I'll hand out some XP and we'll call it an episode. So
Ooh, XP.
let's start with this handsome baby over here. Do I still have that photo? Can I swap it in? There it
You wanna
is.
pull
Hell
it in?
yeah. Please.
There it is.
Please tell us.
I gotta pull up the stream now.
Tell us
I gotta
where we
see
can
what this is.
find our handsome dad on the internet.
Your handsome dad is the rudest boy you know. You can find him at MoRudeBoy on Twitter and Instagram. And guess what? I just sent out my second official tweet while doing this campaign because I can multitask. No, it's great. No, you can find me, keep up to what I'm doing, actually see legitimate pictures of my cat and content around her. There's a lot to share around her. I'll keep y'all updated about shows and things that are happening if you're in the Chicagoland area, just so you're aware of places you can see me.
Excellent. And can I just say, as a person who doesn't know anything about Chicago except what all of you tell me, I love the word Chicagoland, and it makes me think of either an amusement park or like a fantasy kingdom of which Chicago is the capital, right? Like you enter the borders of Chicagoland. Everyone here speaks Chicagolese. It makes me very happy. I'm glad that
The
it
gates
exists.
of the Chicagoland are tall and windy.
Perfect. Yes, the windy gates of the Chicagoland. Perfect. This sounds like a new campaign setting, guys. Let's make some notes.
There it is.
Good. All right. So over here, let's do road. Please, Katie.
Yes. Hi, I'm Katie May. You can find me at Twitter at OKKatieMay. If you're looking to see me DM some other women from the Chicago comedy scene, you can catch Dungeons, Dice, and Everything Nice. Let's see. Last time, an episode goes out today. Last time they had a callback for Monster of the Musical. I did just made them read lines from Phantom of the Opera. So we do a lot of stuff like that. But you can catch me there. We've got a few appearances around in Chicago later in the month. But next week, you can find me at Gen Con. Where I guess Adam and I are having booth standoffs because neither one of us are going to leave our booths.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
5826 Throok and the Raven. You can find me there.
Cool. Also going to Gen Con down below. It's Carlos. Carlos?
Oh yeah, it's me. My name's Carlos. You can find me on all social media under Carlos Crits. You can find me next on this channel. Oh no, not.
Yeah.
No, you can find me next on Gen Con actually, because this Sunday Rivals is not on. Sharif is getting married, so I will be attending his wedding. Other than that, though, Sundays you can find me on this channel for Rivals of Waterdeep.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And last but not least, killing fools and stalking friends. Playing tag. It's TK. Do the thing.
Was that to describe Tack or me?
It can be both, because I feel like I haven't separated you from your character enough yet
Well, it 100% is
Perfect.
me.
Good.
And now that you've revealed my secret to the world, you're next.
You know what?
What?
It's a wonderful way to go. So
Yeah, you're not going to do anything. That's what I thought. It's me. It's TK. I write spooky stories. I put them on the internet. You can read them, tkjwrites.com, or follow me on Twitter at TKJoinsTheFray. I play Dungeons and Dragons and sometimes some other games, mostly Dungeons and Dragons. They pay me more. So I'm here on Wednesdays, or I'm on the WebDM channel Thursday nights doing dumb fish stuff. Don't ask. Just show up. I'm not gonna explain.
until you said dumb fish stuff, I was like, cool, you're doing a thing. And I'm like, what is this? I need to see it.
No, I play like a deep sea water genasi who is a great old one packed
Nice.
warlock. So it's real bad. You want to see me play an adorable little nerd, then you can see that. And Tales from the Mystic coming back on Friday. It's gonna be here. It's awesome. Our
Nice.
podcast is live now, so that updates every Friday. And it's just season 1 like VOD sound in the first season, so it's gonna be real rough. But season 2 will be better audio as
Nice.
I get my life together.
Better audio as I get my life together. That
Sounds
sounds
good.
about right. Yeah. Yeah. Cool. Well, so special thanks to both Martin for the awesome drawing of the host in the shell, and also on Twitter to Caring Lizard for this amazing Jace hardware fan art. Thank you for that. I definitely needed to see that in my life. So you can find that. I retweeted it over on my Twitter at Skinny Ghost. And as Carlos said, since we got Gen Con coming up, I believe next week is the week that we're off for Jace Beleren. But
Yes.
we should be back the week thereafter. So we will find out what the Triska situation is when we return. So let's see. How are we doing for XP? Who earned some today?
I hope so. I want Shadow Step so bad. It's so close.
So we're kind of like you're on your own thing right now. So the Jace, did we learn about Jace's business? I think is a no-go for this one, which is fine because we're trying to just keep this party afloat first. So let's jump to. Did anyone express a unique aspect of class, race, or background?
I would say Torgor did because of his knowledge of Boros from his family members.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, totally. So that's your character's background or your race. Yep, perfect. Okay. Anyone else? Class, race, or background? Next one is guild. Your connection to your guild in a meaningful way. No.
Yes.
Did you, Road?
Yeah. Yes.
I think yeah, because like your guild in the
That
sense
level
that
up,
like
just
the
keep-
Simic bit of this one,
Mhm.
the way that you had to like, because you're gonna have to deal with that situation later. Like she's not done. You have to have that
Yeah.
conversation. Okay. Yes.
Yeah.
It's gonna be worse. Excellent.
See,
Okay.
anytime you're hesitant on an answer, is this like you or your Demir side? I like don't know. It's
Right.
like, did you do something sneaky that we didn't notice? Like what?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
My answer
Okay.
is yes.
And did anybody's alignment complicate their life today?
No, but it's about to.
Yeah,
I, I tackled an eel. So yes.
Hey.
You did. That was a very chaotic, neutral thing to do.
Mhm.
Yeah, I agree. Yep. Cool. All right. So mark your experience down, and we will see all of you in a couple of weeks for the next episode. Thank you for watching. If you want to catch up on previous episodes or check out any of the other stuff that the Roll20 app is putting out, YouTube, Roll20 app. You can also look us up. Both this show and Roll20 Presents are available on wherever you get podcasts. If you want to listen to us tell you what numbers we're rolling instead of devoting your physical eyeballs to doing it. So go and check those out, and we will see you in a couple of weeks. Thank you so much for coming, everybody. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.